Have you ever looked at a stranger's face and instantly felt whether they were kind or malicious? Why is it that some people radiate warmth at first glance, while others make us uneasy just by meeting their eyes? It's not a coincidence. Facial features are not merely genetic, they are the imprints of one's character, actions, and karmic energy. Every line, every expression is an invisible record of what we have thought, felt, and done throughout our lives. If today's message has touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss a single lesson in wisdom we share each day. The ancients once said, "Your face reflects your heart, your destiny follows your heart." Our face mirrors our inner state, and our inner state determines our fate. In this video, you'll gain deep insight into key questions like, why is the face seen as a map of one's fortune or misfortune in life? What is a face shaped by virtue, and how can you cultivate it? Most importantly, how can you transform your destiny not with surgery, but by living righteously and doing good each day? If you've ever wondered, can fate really be changed? Asterisk. Watch until the end, you may find your answer. Modern science tells us our facial features are shaped by genetics and environment. But from the perspective of Eastern physiognomy, our face is the mirror of our mind and karmic imprint. It doesn't just reflect DNA, it reflects how we've lived, what we've chosen, and the morality we've embraced. You may see two siblings raised in the same home, but as they grow older, their faces become strikingly different. One looks kind and radiant, while the other grows dark and cunning. That is the result of their choices and accumulated karmic energy. A person filled with jealousy and anger often carries a tense face, sharp eyes, tight lips, and a narrow forehead. Meanwhile, someone gentle and compassionate tends to have soft eyes, a relaxed expression, and a calm, warm glow. These changes don't come from cosmetics, they come from the spirit within. As Eastern masters say, the heart shapes the face. When your inner state shifts, your appearance naturally follows. Those who help others often shine with clarity in their eyes not because they sleep more, but because their heart is at peace. Those who lie or manipulate may develop crooked smiles not from bone structure, but from repeated falsehoods. Here's a startling truth. Every emotion, anger, love, fear, anxiety, leaves a subtle mark on the face. When these emotions repeat daily, your face will begin to embody that energy. Areas like the eyes, brow, center, and philtrum are most affected by karma. Those who do harm may develop dark eye circles, clouded brows, and shallow or crooked philtrums. But those who practice kindness tend to have bright eyes, a clear brow, and a well-defined philtrum. This isn't superstition, it's cause and effect. In Buddhism, the three karmas body, speech, and mind always leave traces on the physical form. What we think, say, and do becomes energetic imprints, and the face is often where the soul reveals itself most clearly. But facial features are not a fixed destiny. They can be transformed when the heart and actions change. Even a once cold gaze can grow gentle over time with sincere self-cultivation. Those who once lived falsely can rediscover authenticity and see their face change along with it. Eastern physiognomy isn't just about reading fate. It's a mirror to reflect upon the self. Each wrinkle, dull spot, or lifeless stare might be a signal you've strayed from your path, and from there, you can begin transform your face from within through pure intentions, righteous actions, and a heart wide open to life. Beauty doesn't come from the knife. It comes from how you live. Everything you have ever thought, felt, or done leaves subtle, almost imperceptible imprints across different regions of your face, quietly, yet undeniably. Imagine this. Someone who has endured deep emotional pain may still carry sadness in their eyes, even when smiling. Meanwhile, someone who has lived kindly for many years will naturally have a strange, luminous look in their eyes not from lighting, but from a soul refined by compassion. In Eastern physiognomy, the regions of the face are not just flesh and skin, they are windows into one's mental state and behavioral patterns. The forehead reflects thought and mindset. People who are open-minded and generous often have wide, bright foreheads. The eyes, known as the windows to the soul, shine warmly and calmly in those with inner peace and moral clarity. In contrast, eyes that dart around, blink rapidly, or lack focus often belong to those who are deceitful or calculating. The glabellate area between the eyebrows directly mirrors one's spirit and ethical alignment. When living righteously and positively, this area is open and bright. When living selfishly or unethically, it becomes darkened, wrinkled, or marked by horizontal lines. The chin and philtrum represent one's inner strength and later life fortune. Those who are sincere and patient tend to have a full chin and deep, balanced philtrum. Those who are impulsive or superficial often have a smaller chin and shallow or crooked philtrum. Even one's voice and smile contribute to what is called the mouth signature in physiognomy. People who speak kindly and smile from the heart often have balanced, naturally charming lips. On the other hand, Harsh or dishonest speech leaves the mouth twisted, the lips tight and uneasy. The longer we live, the more these features become pronounced like a journal etched into our face, recording every moral choice. What's even more fascinating is this. No matter how much we use makeup or cosmetic procedures, our face will always return to reflect our true inner character. So, each morning, when you look into the mirror, ask yourself, what story is my face telling about me today? And if you're not pleased with that story, start rewriting it with today's thoughts, intentions, and actions. In physiognomy, there is a subtle yet profound concept known as the yin virtue mark, yin de jisam. This is not a clearly defined line or shape that everyone possesses. It is a collection of subtle features that only appear on the faces of those who carry hidden virtue, that is, spiritual merit accumulated in silence without showing off. People with hidden virtue are those who do good without seeking praise, who help others without expecting return, and who live righteously without the need for recognition. Because of this, yin virtue is invisible to the eyes but powerful in energy. As the ancients said, hidden virtue protects descendants for 3 generations like a tree with deep roots that produces flourishing leaves. Everything you have ever thought, felt, or done leaves subtle, almost imperceptible imprints across different regions of your face, quietly, yet undeniably. Imagine this. Someone who has endured deep emotional pain may still carry sadness in their eyes, even when smiling. Meanwhile, someone who has lived kindly for many years will naturally have a strange, luminous look in their eyes, not from lighting, but from a soul refined by compassion. In Eastern physiognomy, the regions of the face are not just flesh and skin, they are windows into one's mental state and behavioral patterns. The forehead reflects thought and mindset. People who are open-minded and generous often have wide, bright foreheads. The eyes, known as the windows to the soul, shine warmly and calmly in those with inner peace and moral clarity. In contrast, eyes that dart around, blink rapidly, or lack focus often belong to those who are deceitful or calculating. The glabellate area between the eyebrows directly mirrors one's spirit and ethical alignment. When living righteously and positively, this area is open and bright. When living selfishly or unethically, it becomes darkened, wrinkled, or marked by horizontal lines. The chin and philtrum represent one's inner strength and later life fortune. Those who are sincere and patient tend to have a full chin and deep, balanced philtrum. Those who are impulsive or superficial often have a smaller chin and shallow or crooked philtrum. Even one's voice and smile contribute to what is called the mouth signature in physiognomy. People who speak kindly and smile from the heart often have balanced, naturally charming lips. On the other hand, harsh or dishonest speech leaves the mouth twisted, the lips tight and uneasy. The longer we live, the more these features become pronounced like a journal etched into our face, recording every moral choice. What's even more fascinating is this. No matter how much we use makeup or cosmetic procedures, our face will always return to reflect our true inner character. So, each morning, when you look into the mirror, ask yourself, what story is my face telling about me today? And if you're not pleased with that story, start rewriting it with today's thoughts, intentions, and actions. In physiognomy, there is a subtle yet profound concept known as the yin virtue mark, yin de jisam. This is not a clearly defined line or shape that everyone possesses. It is a collection of subtle features that only appear on the faces of those who carry hidden virtue, that is, spiritual merit accumulated in silence without showing off. People with hidden virtue are those who do good without seeking praise, who help others without expecting return, and who live righteously without the need for recognition. Because of this, yin virtue is invisible to the eyes but powerful in energy. As the ancients said, hidden virtue protects descendants for 3 generations like a tree with deep roots that produces flourishing leaves. So, what is the yin virtue mark? It is a set of signs on the face that suggest a person carries quiet, benevolent energy. A bright open glabella with healthy coloring indicates peace of mind, kindness, and upright living. Fine yin virtue lines, delicate markings under the eyes or near the philtrum, a sign of having done great acts of kindness or saved lives without anyone knowing. Multicolored eyebrows, warm skin tone, and bright yet calm eyes reflect deep compassion and humility without the need for outward display. Clear nasolabial lines, balanced lips, and a deep, well-formed philtrum suggest a life of steady growth and blessings accumulated through virtue. People who carry hidden virtue often radiate gentle, graceful energy. They don't need to say much or show off, yet wherever they go, they are well-liked, receive unexpected blessings, and quietly attract benefactors. The old saying, true fragrance needs no advertisement, describes them perfectly. They don't proclaim their kindness with words, it shines through their aura, their gaze, and the calm dignity of their behavior. What's most special is this. Yin virtue doesn't just bring blessings to the individual, it influences future generations. Many families who enjoy wealth and harmony across generations often had ancestors who accumulated great virtue not through fame or public service, but through quiet, selfless acts that no one ever knew about. Some people ask, I've done good things, but why haven't I been rewarded yet? The truth is, yin virtue doesn't pay back immediately. It's a spiritual savings account. Like planting a seed, you won't see a tree right away, but the soil has changed and the roots have taken hold. In the same way, every time you quietly help someone, choose forgiveness, show patience, or live righteously, you are illuminating your own yin virtue mark. And your face will gradually change not by surgery, but by the light that radiates from within. In today's world, where many people rush through life and do good deeds just to appear online, the ones who quietly sow virtue are the ones truly changing their destiny. Physiognomy does not lie, and the yin virtue mark is the most silent proof of a life lived in the right direction and with the right heart. So, if you want your children and grandchildren to inherit blessings, if you want peace and good fortune for yourself, start with the smallest acts. A quiet act of kindness today may become the first step toward a beautiful future, one that doesn't need validation from others, because the universe is always watching. There are stories that make us believe fate is not a fixed destiny, but a current that can be redirected with a single thought of compassion. The story of Vung Tieren is a vivid example. He was an ordinary man, nothing remarkable about his life. One day, he happened to walk past a renowned fortune teller, who stared at him for a long while and then said, "This year, you will face great misfortune, even death. There is no escape." Vung Tieren was deeply unsettled, but he didn't know what to do to avoid the coming disaster. Then, one evening, on his way home, he saw a young woman standing by a bridge, tears streaming down her face, preparing to jump into the rushing river below. Without hesitation, he rushed over and pulled her back. He calmed her down, consoled her, and took her home to care for her. It turned out she had just lost her husband, was drowning in debt, and had no one left to turn to. Vung Tieren not only saved her life, he found her a job and helped her rebuild her future. He didn't tell anyone about it. He didn't post it online. He didn't boast because he believed it was simply the right thing to do. Months later, he passed by the same fortune teller again. The man looked at him and was stunned. "Your energy has completely changed. The misfortune is gone. In fact, I sense a hidden benefactor protecting you." And indeed, from that point on, Vung Tieren's life began to improve steadily. He gained the respect of those around him. His work became smooth and successful, his marriage harmonious. Later, he had a son who was intelligent, achieved academic honors, and became a virtuous man who brought prestige to the entire family. His descendants continued to live peacefully for generations, facing no great misfortunes. People say, saving one life brings blessings that last for 3 generations. Because his act of saving another, without seeking reward or recognition, Vung Tieren changed not only his own fate, but the destiny of his entire bloodline. Even his face changed. From an ordinary man, people began to say his eyes were kind, his face radiant, his demeanor dignified. Though he wasn't highly educated, others trusted and respected him. That story has been passed down through generations as a living lesson in the power of one well-timed good deed. It wasn't magic, it was karma. What's important to note is this. If Vung Tieren had chosen to ignore that woman on the bridge, his fate may have unfolded exactly as the fortune teller had warned. But with one action born from the heart, he rewrote the entire current of his life. And you can do the same. You don't need to do something grand. Just live each day with a heart that sees others, that helps where it can. Your small action today may be the turning point that redirects not only your own fortune, but that of everyone you love. In both Buddhist and Taoist philosophy, there is one unshakable principle. Your face is born from your mind. Your destiny changes with your heart. In Buddhism, karma is formed by 3 actions. Body, what you do; speech, what you say; and mind, what you think. Even thoughts not yet spoken or acted upon plant seeds into the karmic stream. And the face is where those seeds begin to bloom. When someone's heart is clear and compassionate, their eyes sparkle, their smile is easy, and their facial energy glows with peace. But when someone lives in anger, envy, and bitterness, their brow wrinkles, lips droop, and their complexion dims, as if a storm cloud follows them wherever they go. Taoism does not consider facial appearance to be fixed or unchangeable. On the contrary, it emphasizes the practice of cultivating the inner self as the key to transforming both one's physical features and one's destiny. Since ancient times, Taoist sages have taught that one must refine the face by refining the mind, nurturing moral character, doing good deeds, speaking with integrity, and thinking virtuous thoughts. When the heart is purified, the face will naturally begin to change, just like muddy water, slowly becoming clear as the sediment settles to the bottom. Ancient medical texts also record that repetitive negative emotions over time can harm the internal organs, the liver, heart, and lungs, and eventually reflect outwardly through the skin, eyes, and even the voice. That means a person may live healthily and eat scientifically, But if they dwell in hatred or deceit, their face will still grow uglier by the day. Both Buddhism and Taoism teach, you don't have to search far for your destiny. Start with yourself. Transform the heart, and you transform the face. Each day, when you keep even one good thought, one kind word, one righteous action, you are quietly sculpting a new face for yourself, one that is more radiant, more compassionate, and more aligned with blessing. And that is the most authentic form of facial transformation. Not one that begins in a beauty clinic, but in the heart. To change your appearance, to change your fate, you must begin by accumulating hidden virtue, yin virtue. You don't need to do great things. Just live kindly, one small act at a time. Here are 10 ways to build yin virtue, passed down from ancient teachings. Do not kill, respect all forms of life. Be filial to your parents, the root of all blessings. Do not lie. Speak truthfully, avoid gossip and slander. Do not steal, live with integrity. Take only what is rightfully yours. Avoid lust and adultery. Preserve inner purity. Do no harm to living beings for entertainment or taste, even in eating and recreation. Help others in times of need. Sow seeds of compassion. Cultivate the mind, control anger, envy, and nurture kindness. Be a moral example. Inspire others through your upright actions. Do at least 3 good deeds each day, even small ones, as long as they come from the heart. Yin virtue is not loud or flashy, but heaven and earth always record it. And blessings will come when your heart truly turns toward the good. Facial appearance is not random. It is a mirror of the soul, a river that records each thought, each action, each word you've ever spoken. A person with a kind heart naturally has a gentle face. A person who lives with integrity carries warmth in their eyes and light in their complexion. In contrast, one who harbors malice shows a dark face, anxious eyes, and an unlikable expression. Every choice you make, large or small, is silently reshaping your face and your destiny. You cannot hide your appearance, and you don't need to fix it with makeup or surgery. The only thing you truly need to change is your inner world. When the heart is bright, the face changes on its own. When you live virtuously, heaven and earth will protect you in quiet, unseen ways. So begin today. Live with kindness. Think good thoughts. Do good deeds. You don't need anyone else to see it. It's enough that you know and heaven knows. If you found this video meaningful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with those who might need a reminder of the quiet, incredible power of a kind heart. Because as the saying goes, when even a single kind thought arises, 10,000 blessings begin to follow.